Hello everyone, really nice to be here. This is my first time presenting at the Noosa conference in person. Slight change in our stage from the previous company that presented. We're at the drill baby drill phase, and that's what that video is showing. We've been extremely active out on site at the moment following our recent $15 million institutional and strategic placement. We've had 3 drill rigs going constantly for the last 9 weeks, and tomorrow marks the end of the biggest drill program we've ever delivered on the project. So today I'm going to talk to you about our core flagship project, the Dante Project. We're focused out in the West Musgrave of West Australia. This is a huge project, and what I'm really hoping to get across today is something that most people really struggle to understand, which is the size and scale of this project. It really is absolutely massive, and there is only a handful of people at the moment that truly understand how big it is, but I'm going to attempt to convey to you how big it is and how much metal is in this project and how much is yet to be unlocked across the project and why we're out there drilling so aggressively and why we're getting so much institutional and strategic investment support from big mining companies and sophisticated investors around the world to develop this as quickly as possible without being limited by capital. So here we are, Dante Project. We have basically consolidated a large tenement portfolio, about 1,200 square kilometres over the Jemison-Lade intrusion. And why the Jemison-Lade intrusion is so exciting is because if you're familiar with the Bushveld in South Africa, which most people aren't, but it is the most successful, one of the most successful and longest running mining jurisdictions in the world with over 100 years of continuous production of platinum, palladium, gold, nickel, copper, vanadium, titanium, and some other metals, and chromium. Only difference is our intrusion's smaller, but we own almost the entire intrusion. So we've been in the process of consolidating. We doubled the project in March this year for about $250,000 in scrip. It cost us absolutely nothing. And we've built now almost $120 million company. You know, we've doubled the project. It's expanding. We've just secured another 1,500 square kilometres of tenement applications in the West Musgrave. This project is absolutely massive. We're about 15 k's from BHP's Nebo Babel asset, which is the half-built nickel and copper sulfide mine in the West Musgrave. We've got Rio Tinto around us, Cobalt Mining, BHP, and then there's us. But we really hold the crown jewel in the West Musgrave. Just a quick snapshot of the capital structure. So we have just had 2 rounds of strategic and institutional investments. In June, we raised $4 million with Golden Energy and Resources and Matt Lattimore co-investing. So Gear have a big mining business. They own the biggest gold mine in Queensland. They own many large coal mines, co-own many large coal mines. They do a lot of investment there with Matt Lattimore as well. They've co-invested in this. We've got Gold Key Capital in there as well as a major shareholder, been very supportive and very active, also out of Singapore. And then Tribeca, our second largest shareholder, also been supporting us, been involved in the last 5-6 rounds of funding and continue to support us there as well. So we've got about 68% of the shares on issue now are tied up in the top 20, and most of that is purely strategic institutional investment. So the project, some people find this a little bit complicated because it is a range of metals that have never been found together before, and we produce a range of concentrate products that no deposit on Earth has ever been able to produce from a single source. So I understand it might seem a little bit complex, but in this case, complex is good. We have lots of metals. That's a good thing if the metallurgy is fantastic, and our metallurgy is absolutely exceptional. It's one of the reasons we've attracted so much institutional support, because the people that spend the time to understand it, who understand the markets these products go to, understand why this is special and why it's going to be competitive in a range of price environments that other companies that stand alone with single commodities simply cannot survive in. It really is going to separate us. That, in addition to the fact that this is going to be absolutely a huge resource, beyond the resource that we've defined thus far, are the key things that really make us stand out from many other polymetallic plays like this. Well, there aren't any quite like this. So here's the tenement map. You can see we're surrounded there by BHP tenure. We've got Rio Tinto there as well in blue. Where the, is this the laser? Hopefully, yep. So we're the blue outline, or the dark grey outline here. These are our discoveries so far, Reef 1, Reef 2, Reef 1 South. We've got Southwest, we've just discovered here as well. That's not on there yet, but I'll take you through that in a minute. The resource is a combination of vanadium, titanium, copper, gold, and platinum. And what it does produce is a very high-grade copper-gold platinum concentrate of 28% copper, 17 grams gold, and 22 grams platinum. It produces the world's highest-grade hard rock titanium concentrate of about 40%, 45% TiO2 at a 65% recovery. That's the best in the world outside of Rio Tinto's Quebec operations. Some people don't believe that people mine hard rock titanium, but they do, and Rio Tinto are doing it right now. And we also produce Australia's highest grade vanadium in magnetite concentrate at 1.8+% vanadium, all out of the same rock. There's no other deposit in Australia that can come close to the vanadium concentrate that we make. It's a byproduct. It costs us nothing to make it. It comes out at the end as we produce the other products. But we're looking to improve that at the moment. And these are just some examples of the ore body. This is some of the sulfide ore. Everything that's not kind of sulfide in there, this is what it looks like in RC chip when you powder it up. This has all those metals in it. So you can't always see the sulfides, but they're in there. And all of the precious metals and copper float out beautifully. It's very, very simple. It all outcrops. This is what it looks like in outcrop. We've got over 80, 100 kilometers of outcrop that we've mapped so far. We've only drilled about 10 kilometers. We think there's probably 200 to 300 kilometers of outcrop across the project. So I told you I'm going to try and get across the scale to people because I know people really find this hard to understand. So what I've done here is I've overlaid the outline of the country of Singapore, which is where our biggest most recent investments have come from Gear and Gold Key, and also Tribeca. And just to show the scale, so the project is approximately almost the size of 2 Singapores, so twice the size of Singapore. It also could be compared to the entire Perth metropolitan area, broad metropolitan area, and the entire metropolitan area of London. So it is a very, very large project. Every single red line you see on there is a mapped reef. So these are 20 odd kilometers long each. Now, all these little magnetic lineaments you see in there that are not, they don't have a red line in them, we're 99.99% certain they're reefs as well. So if you add those all up, we're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of pure metal, polymetallic reef, some of which sticks out of the ground, some's covered by about half a meter of sand. So what's happened is we've had this big layered intrusion, crystallized down deep in the earth. It's come up and it's been tilted. So now, unlike the Bushveld, where you've got to drill really deep to get down, Platte Reef is 600 meters beneath the surface. We've got every single layer, all the different layers of metal are all sticking out of the ground, or they're just under half a meter of cover. So we can explore every single layer very easily, shallow RC drilling. We're hitting mineralization from 0 meters. This is very simple exploration. The mineralization's magnetic, it's black, it's heavy, it sticks out of the ground. It really doesn't get better than that. And just to give another example of scale, this is, if people are familiar with, or live in Perth or Fremantle, one of these reef sequences would be the distance of the rail line from Fremantle to Perth, so about 19 kilometres. Or you could, if you're familiar with Sydney, same distance from the Sydney Harbour Bridge to Parramatta, to the city of Parramatta. You know, there are a couple of examples. And we've got, you know, this is just one, right? So you multiply that and you just keep going. You look at all the different layers. And this is old magnetics. The new stuff makes these light up a lot better. There are many, many, many of these layers there. We're actually struggling right now to work out the classification system to be able to identify and categorize each of the reefs in the project. And we've got some of our technical team are working on that at the moment, but it's going to take us a few months to get through it. It is a big, big job. And then one other example of the scale here is, if this is a little bit cheeky, but the nearest resource under development is the Nebo and Babel resource owned by BHP. I've just gone ahead and I have overlaid the Nebo and the Babel, this is how big they are, over our various prospects, and just lined a few of them up to show you how many of them could fit in here. These are all mineralized. This is our first resource at Reef 1. This is the first resource at Reef 2. This is only constrained by drilling. These are completely open. We think they dip down, could be thousands of meters beneath the surface. The only reason the resource stops there is because we haven't drilled deeper, and we're doing that right now. So this project could fit 350 Nebo-Babel resources, both of, Nebo and Babel resources in it, and it's not moose pasture, it is metal rich. So it's not like we get big areas where there's no reef, there's no metal, it's just layer upon layer upon layer, and it keeps going. This is what it looks like when you're drilling in an RC. This is right at the surface here. It's black, it's heavy. You don't need a geology degree to work out what you're drilling, and it's highly magnetic. So this example here is 5 meters at 19.2% TiO2. That's extremely high-grade titanium. 0.86 grams platinum, palladium, and gold. In order of value, it's mostly gold is the most valuable in that, and then it's platinum, then it's palladium. We've also got in here 0.26% copper and almost 0.8% vanadium. So it is an exceptional suite of metals. Some people look at the copper and they go, it's low-grade copper deposit. It's not a low-grade copper deposit. It is a pure metal, extremely high-grade deposit with a suite of critical metals within it that can produce a range of products that no other deposit on Earth can make, with exceptional metallurgy. So this is our initial resource. We delivered this resource in under 12 months from discovery, and it is a large resource, but it makes up less than 10% of our outcropping strike, probably about 1 or 2% of the real strike that we think is outcropping, that we haven't mapped yet, and it's 148 million tons. It contains a large amount of titanium, vanadium, copper, precious metals, and there's 1.6 million ounces of precious metals in here. There's 400,000 ounces of gold. It's not a gold deposit, but it's got almost 500,000 ounces of gold. This is going to grow. It's going to get a lot bigger. We are very confident there's billions of tons of this on the project, billions. So this is the first 150 million tons. We're in the process now of opening the rest of the project up. We've just done big heritage surveys. We've got about 40 people on site. We've got anthropologists, archaeologists, zoologists, biologists. We've got downhole EM crews. We've got gravity crew out there. We've got 3 drill rigs, multiple contractors and companies. We've got 5 houses. We've got 4 or 5 caravans out there. It's a big team. We're very busy. The first video was showcasing a portion of what's going on site, but it really is just a fraction of what's going on. And it's very hard to convey the scale of our operations. We've ramped up from nothing, from a team of 2 or 3 people, to having 40 people on site in a very, very short time, and we are aggressively developing this project. This is what the ore bodies look like. They're like coal seams. They're very simple, flat-lying blankets of mineralization that once you tag them with a drill hole, you've got multiple square kilometers of discovery, and all you've got to do then is predict where they're going to be, and we can predict within 5 meters normally of every drill hole where we're going to hit the ore body. So this is a slide on the metallurgy. I really encourage you to come back and have a look at this because this is a key part of this deposit. Very, very good metallurgy. Some of the best vanadium recoveries and grade in the world. We think that's going to get higher. Really, the economics of a vanadium production scenario really comes down to the vanadium and magnetite. Not only is it very high grade and high recovery, but it is just very pure. It doesn't have the deleterious elements that can slow down or make the production of salt roasting vanadium flake expensive, and it is just a very high recovery. Same with the titanium I went through before, and then just this beautiful copper gold platinum concentrate that no other vanadium titanium rich deposit on Earth can make. We've just started drilling our first new prospect, and immediately what we set out to do is we wanted to find thicker reef, because our main ore body is about 5 meters with a 10 meter lower grade reef above it, and we wanted to find massive sulfides. And guess what? We've done both of those within the first 3 or 4 weeks of the program. We're extremely happy with it. We've hit reef up to 58 meters thick, and we've also hit these massive sulfides, which are a completely new style of mineralization on the project. These are magmatic copper, nickel, PGE, cobalt type mineralization. It indicates to us there's a much higher sulfide grade mineralization style on the project, and this just opens up a whole new world for us in exploration and adding diversity to our portfolio of metals. This is completely separate to the reefs, by the way. So this is on top of the reefs. So the reefs on their own are going to be absolutely massive, but within the project we're finding this kind of stuff. This is bornite. It's beautiful looking mineralization, and we're doing EM right now to go and unlock this to get ready for next year's drilling, and we're going to be targeting these conductive plates to expand the discovery next year. This is just some sections showing what the sulfides look like. All the assays are pending for this. We've drilled about 150 holes. We've only put 8 drill holes out. Most of the drilling is coming. It's going to be coming imminently, and it's going to be coming over every couple of weeks for the next 3 months. And the better looking sulfide is later in the program. So watch this space. It all lines up beautifully with the ground EM. So we've got a great targeting tool there as well. And this is just what some of the reef looks like. This is not a thin ore body. This stuff is thick. You can imagine a really nice big open cut around this. You can go down very deep because the mineralization is so thick. This is packed full of titanium, vanadium, copper, nickel, cobalt. We're even seeing high-grade cobalt out there now. That's coming into play as well at Southwest. And there's just so much to explore here. We're only just getting started. I'll stop it there, but we have thousands and thousands of... We've got lots and lots of drilling to do. We expect major resource upgrade and growth, and we're really excited to get the results through from this major program and get stuck into it next year. If you guys want to have a look at the drill core, we've got it at our booth, at Terra Metals booth. Come and have a chat, have a beer later on with us. Thanks for listening.